Alrighty, boys, you wanted it, so here it is. This is my updated deck profile, my first place deck profile that I took to my locals this past Tuesday. Your boy got first place playing lfnote Centur-ion with two floodgates that I'm not proud of, but nonetheless, here is the deck profile. We have 43 cards total. The only card that's going to be different that I just added into this one and I swapped with the Medius the Pure is the Overtuning. Overtuning was not used during the Tuesday locals, but it is a card that I am now implementing in replacement of the Medius, so that way you guys kind of know what the decision behind it was and so on. So I wanted to go ahead and preface that now. But anyways, without further ado, boys, this is my first place lfnote Centur-ion deck profile. So here we go. So we're going to start things off with the hand traps. So we do 2 Droll and Lockbirds, because Droll and Lockbird is really good this format. We do triple copies of Fuwalos. We do triple copies of Ash Blossom. Not really much to say. This is pretty standard for hand traps. I know some people are opting to play Ghost Spells, Ghost Mourners. People are playing Effect Veilers. I mean, hand trap preference is completely up to you. I just chose these because I thought that these were going to either gain me advantage, interrupt my opponent, or potentially floodgate my opponent enough so that way that I can play for turn and actually go off. The Droll and Lockbird definitely serves that purpose, and the Fuwalos does at least bait the Ash. For the Elf Note part, we obviously max out on all the names, so we play triple copies of Regina, triple copies of our 1-card starter, Lucina. We play triple copies of my favorite one, Tequila. Then we also play 1 of the Fortuna, 1 of the Power Patron, and then 1 of the Shade Spirit. Literally the card that I misplay with the most. But I love the artwork for this. I would love to get this in a Starlight at some point. Really, really love this card. There's not really much to say. I only play this. I don't play the other Patron. For me, I understand the implication for it. I mean, it does allow you to get the searches and do all kinds of stuff too. It just felt like a brick for me. That's the only real explanation that I have for it. It just felt like a brick, and I'm already at 43 cards. For the Centur-ion package, we play 1 Autry, we play 1 Shurdea, we play 1 Starlight Primera. Has to be Starlight, by the way. I'm kidding. 1 Gargoyle. And then for our final monster, we play the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, so that way we can access our floodgates. I know some people like to play more than 1 Primera or more than 1 Shurdea. I'm here to tell you that's incorrect. You do not need more names than that. For the spells, I play Synchro Rumble. I play 1 copy of the Overtuning. This was the replacement for my Medius the Pure. I don't want to play the Medius the Pure anymore for a little while, just because like I found myself in positions where I never really needed it. It's a good extender if it happens to be in the graveyard, but otherwise though, I think it's a worse normal summon. I wouldn't want to normal summon that. I'd rather normal summon one of my Centur-ion cards and gain advantage through that, as opposed to just getting the 1 summon and then that's it. Overtuning is something I'm testing. I'm going to start at 1 copy. Eventually, I would like to work my way up to maybe 2 copies or maybe a playset. But for right now, I think if I get my hands on a 2nd copy, 2 would be the maximum amount I would use for this card. Just because the implications are definitely there, but I need enough non-tuners with the tuners that I would be special summoning to be able to continue to place. I can get as many tuners on board as possible, but if I have no non-tuners, then the card is dead. You know, I can't extend. For continuing with the spells, we do play the 1 Called by the Grave. We play the Triple Tactics Talent. I don't know why people are citing this. This is so good in the main. And then we play, of course, 1 of our WinCon because it's searchable. We play 2 copies of Crown, 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet, 1 Welcome Home. Real quick before I continue, Crown overperformed, Droplet also overperformed simply because of the fact that your opponent cannot respond depending on what you send, and that does come up a lot more than using the Crown. Sometimes I honestly just send the Crown to the grave as cost in order for me to resolve the Droplet. It's really good, to be honest with you. So I play 2 and 2. If I had a 3rd copy of Crown, you know, you could make an argument to play 3. I like it at 2 and 2, to be honest with you. I have versatility in the board breakers that I can use, so that's why I play 2 and 2. Besides my cheap ass only having 2 copies. 1 Wake Up Centur-ion. We play triple copies of the Emblem Oath, which is essentially my terraforming for the deck. and then we play 2 copies of the Field Spell. I know in previous videos I said that you only needed 1. That was a lie. You definitely need 2 for the grind. That's the best summary that I can put for this. You need 2 for the grind. Sometimes it's discard fodder. I don't think that you really brick as much with 2. I think it's okay to play it at 2. Some people still play it at 1. That's pretty good too. But I like it at 2. I think it's given me the best results. And then for the traps, we play our own version of Dominus Spark via the Centur-ion Phalanx and Rhapsodia of Madness. So that's going to round off the deck, 43 cards in the main. For the extra deck, of course, you know, we got the tokens here with one of my favorite characters, Maximilian Pegasus. We play 1 Zaylin. We play Shooting Riser Dragon, which gets us into our Exabeetle. We play 1 of the Centur-ion Auxilla. We play 1 of Gen X Return 0. We play Ancient Fairy, Crystal Wing, F.A. Dawn Dragster, Centur-ion Lagatia, Crimson Dragon, Red Supernova Dragon, Cosmic Blazar. We play 1 Diabelle Queen of the White Forest, literally one of my favorite synchros of all time because I am a White Forest player too. 1 of the Centur-ion Primera, and finally Starlight Rare Seraphim. That pretty much rounds off the extra deck. I know that like right now I'm doing this Floodgate. At some point, you know, this will change when we do get the new Synchro monster. So I have to figure out what I could cut. Realistically, I would probably end up cutting this and this, so that way that this becomes my Synchro 10 for the Elf Note, and then this could just be a target for Harmonia to send. So it could be the Golden Dragon, it could be the Adagnister, it could be the Packbit. That's essentially how I would play it once the new support comes in, which I am looking forward to. So that rounds off the extra deck. Now finally for the side deck. The side deck is definitely going to change. This is something that I'm considering because we do have a regional coming up this Saturday and I don't want to spoil too much of the goo. But for right now, this is something that I did take to my locals this past Tuesday. This will change when I go into regionals, but for right now, this is what we have. So we go with 2 Solemn Accusations, 2 Solemn Warnings, 1 DDG. That is it for the trap lineup. We play 2 copies of Thrust, 2 copies of Raigeki, 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Illusion Gate, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, and for the tech choice for mirror matches, Centur-ion, Elf Note, Kill Tunes, and Doomsday, we play the Book of Eclipse, because if they have every monster Book of Moon, then they can't actually do anything with those bodies. Now, obviously, against the fusion-based deck, that doesn't apply. That pretty much just wastes a card out of my hand. But anyways, boys, that is the deck profile. Let me know in the comment section down below if there are any cards that you're looking into for the side deck, the extra deck, or the main deck that you guys are kind of playing around with since the new set, Glorious Monsters or something like that, for the Battles of Legends set is out. I have been looking into some of the other newer cards that they have too, like the Endymion package, but that's kind of like meh. I might end up just putting that in the White Forest. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, and I will see you guys next time. Good luck, have fun.